It's funny, right? You see this in the middle of the screen. I guess it would be what? Let's be in the frame here, Don. There you go. Yeah, just right there. CNN. Not even like Turner Entertainment or whatever the fuck it's called at this point. No, just CNN. The place where barely any of their hosts can crack 1 million fucking views on an episode of their show is launching a streaming service. Fucking why? You guys basically run all of the news on YouTube. Like, what's the fucking point? Okay, I haven't seen anybody bring this up. All I've seen is like, who's gonna watch this shit? And that's a fucking valid point. But at the same time, I think they're going to launch this. Okay, this is being conspiratorial. Feel free to get out your tinfoil hats for a minute, but I can see this being an absolute atrocious failure, full stop, okay? But what are they going to do? Oh, okay, we all know who the trusted source is for information out there on Facebook, on YouTube, on Google. All of those, okay, right? Who do they go to? Well, you know the names, the Washington Post, the New York Times. They run to your mainstream outlets, your NBCs, your CBSs, your ABCs, and your CNNs. So when this crashes and burns, they're just going to go in there. They're going to take the infrastructure that they're building because they're hiring a whole host of motherfuckers, 450 people to work on this absolute fucking Hindenburg you can see coming over the horizon. And what are they going to do? They're just going to seamlessly integrate it in there. They're going to start pushing out all of those undesirables because remember, news isn't that popular apparently on YouTube. So Wojcicki, the big fucking Mama Susan there, she's just working on a way to push out all of those undesirables because it's not that big of a share of YouTube's platform, right? Yeah, no. But they end up causing the most amount of harm, mostly because whatever they want to talk about runs contrary to the people who are supplying them with the money and integrating their infrastructure into mainstream life. Like, that's just what it is. You take a look at all of the marketing of YouTube, they just want to be Netflix so fucking bad. And what are they going to do? I can see this within a couple of years. It's not going to be soon, okay? There's enough money for CNN to just artificially prop up this goddamn 900-pound failure. I'm not just talking about Brian Stelter, but just keep it afloat for a long enough time until they can start merging and taking over. Because in all honesty, all of the streaming services, there's too many at this point. It used to be a nice way of, yeah, you know what, I just sign up for Netflix. It's a one-stop shop. It has literally everything, $10 a month. That's fucking great, okay? You just keep it on, you just throw it on a credit card or whatever, and then you just let the subscription run, and you just keep going, and then, oh, okay, yeah, it doesn't have everything, but you know, it has a whole host of shit, right? And then HBO Max pops up, right? Or HBO Go, whatever it was called in the beginning. And it's like, hey, you want to watch old episodes of Sopranos? Everything on television kind of sucks a dick, right? You just like to have the ability with a couple of button presses, boom, 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 you're right fucking there. And then all of a sudden you're watching Polly and Christopher running through the Pine Barrens. It's like, yeah, okay, that'd be great. What is that, another $10 a month? Yeah, no, that's no problem. I'm right on the cusp of getting rid of cable television anyways, right? You can just get your news from the little clips on YouTube or what have you. You can always stay informed that way or through whatever the little information feeds on the different social media networks. So yeah, no, that's totally fine. But then after a while, yeah, Disney Plus pops up and then they start pulling all of their content off of Netflix. And then, yeah, no, we're just going to put out new regular content out there. And that's another $10. And then you got Hulu. And then you got Amazon Prime Video. And then by the end of the day, when you decided that you would go ahead and cut that cable cord, you'd be saving yourself, what, 50, 60, 70 bucks a month? You take a look at your streaming service bill and you realize, holy fuck, I'm spending $120 on a bunch of these different services? What started out as a great idea became an oversaturated market. And this isn't going to help. No, nobody's going to want this. That's why I see that this is one of those things where it's like, hey, we're just going to create this infrastructure. And you know what? If we just go and fail on our own, we can just leech onto something else and we'll just, you know, become so integrated you're not even going to know the difference because, hey, just take a look at the logo. It looks a little too eerily similar for my opinion. But now let's get into the facts. We can take the tinfoil hat off, put it down for a later date because we still have another topic to cover here today. CNN is hiring hundreds of people and developing dozens of programs for a subscription streaming service that will launch early next year. Boy, who's excited? The new venture called CNN Plus. Hopefully it's a reference to all of the hosts and their HIV results coming back. Was formally announced on Monday morning. Stunning and brave. It will exist side by side with CNN's existing television networks and will feature 12 hours of live programming a day. What? That seems kind of fucking worthless. Jeff Zucker, the chairman of Warner Media News and Sports and president of CNN Worldwide, portrayed CNN Plus as an evolution of video news and start of a new era of the company. One that's hopefully profitable. CNN invented cable news in 1980 and has fucked it up ever since. Oh, defined online news in 1995? Really? I'll take your word for it. And now is taking an important step to expanding what news can be by launching a direct-to-consumer streaming subscription service in 2022, Zucker said in a baffling statement. The executive in charge of CNN Plus is a woman. Oh no, it's actually Andrew Morse, Chief Digital Officer for CNN, okay? Said this is the most important launch for CNN since Ted Turner launched the network in June of 1980. Sure, bro. It's important because it could also expedite the downfall of the cable news industry, but I'm also thinking that it's going to try to leech onto a new host. Anyways, that's because it's an urgent bid to keep up with changing consumer demands. While tens of millions of people access CNN through a subscription to a cable or satellite television bundle, that's because they don't have a choice, because CNN is just thrown into whatever fucking packages you're forced to get. If there was a simple opportunity to just choose whatever channels you want, CNN would be left off of a hell of a lot of programs, right? Because it's in millions and millions and millions of homes, and even up here in Canada, right? It's one of those few cable news networks that we get up here as well. I don't know what the viewership numbers look like up here, if they're anything like the United States. Whew, buddy, it's pretty fucking paltry. Now, what does Fathead go on to describe here? Well, tens of millions of people access CNN through subscription, yes. And broadcasts, no. They have the opportunity to, but they never take you up on the offer. Networks have taken a hit due to cord cutting in recent years, and the popularity of products like Netflix has shown the growing appeal of streaming alternatives. Day late and a dollar short, pal. Everybody's fucking finished. With at least the comparison that you're trying to make. Like, when people are starting to trim their streaming service bill, normally Netflix is pretty high up there because their original content is hit or miss at best, and everybody, you know what, normally if they have an Amazon Prime subscription, they get Prime Video for free. So it's like, okay, yeah, they just bought MGM. They're going to have an entire back catalog of that. And their originals seem to be a little bit more consistent when it comes to quality. And their back catalog is just as impressive, and maybe even a little bit more so. But yeah, because Netflix is the most recognizable name, I can see the comparison that you're making. I'm just saying it's as outdated as you trying to convince anybody that you're straight. Oh, this article was written by Brian Stelter, by the way, just to drive home the fact that I think that he's a potato-shaped queer. CNN can't just sell its current live programming via streaming due to lucrative and long-term deals with cable distributors. So why are you bothering to launch this shit? This is the only reason you guys are getting paid. I hope when they do this, they have like a little live service open. Like they got, they'll just stream, and then halfway through the show, they're going to have to start reading super chats. That would be fucking gold. If you guys actually did that, I might think about tuning in. The company generates more than $1 billion in profit annually, largely from cable subscriber fees and advertising. That sucks. So CNN is effectively building a parallel track right next to its existing TV track to serve both existing cable subscribers who want additional programming. Not from you guys. That's why they're looking at other places. That's where they're coming to some snarky Canadian in a fucking 10 by 10 room with a $100 microphone and a $100 webcam, because you guys suck at your job. We could read the rest of this drivel if you want, but yeah, you can do that on your own time, because this is such a fucking propaganda piece. It makes me sick to my very core. And yeah, like Breitbart's pointing out here, even CNN LOL's streaming launch announcement contains fake news. No shit. It's their business. Of course they're going to go ahead and perpetuate the fact that they can get facts out there without tinting it with their own bias. CNN, a far-left propaganda outlet, where's the lie? That encourages violence against conservatives and spread conspiracy theories. Again, no lies detected. Can't even announce the creation of its new streaming service without lying. CNN Plus, the much-anticipated streaming service from CNN It's Not, will debut in the first quarter of 2020. CNN is coming off its highest rated and most trafficked year. Okay, you guys already know what the lie is. Ever on both television and digital platforms, and remains the most trusted name in news. Yeah, but what's the reception of that shit been? Anyways, from this position of strength, CNN Plus will expand CNN's unparalleled blah, 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 blah. The digital platforms can serve CNN superfans. I could not imagine those beta cucks in real life. News junkies, I go to you guys to laugh. And fans of quality non-fiction programming. Bruh. I think like your highest rated stuff that people like are your documentaries, but you had the audacity to claim that Barack Obama's administration was scandal free. I think that that's a huge work of fiction. Kind of busts your narrative right there. Oh man, and then they end up breaking it down right here. The non-fiction programming. Brett Kavanaugh, serial rapist. Man, that's something that deserves another walk back, because that was years before I launched this current channel, but something that needs to be revisited. President Michael Avenatti, right? He was going to run against Trump and win, and now he's going to jail. Sucks to suck. The Covington Kids hoax. Yes, I remember that. Hands up, don't shoot. Yep. Skittles and Coke. Trayvon Martin. George Zimmerman. That white Mexican man. Mostly peaceful Black Lives Matter riots. Yes, the Russian Collusion hoax, which is still going on to this very fucking day. Antifa stormed the beaches on D-Day. Oh, right, yeah, because they said that all of the troops, you know, the actual brave heroes of society who stormed those beaches of Normandy on D-Day, they were anti-fascist. They were fighting against Hitler, so therefore they are Antifa. That's their logic. That's their logic. They're just like some 300-pound fucking whale with a gender studies degree right next to some 75-pound soy latte-fueled little fuck swinging a bike lock. Yeah, exactly. You know, your hard-as-nails grandfather, who doesn't say very much, but he has old antique rifles. Just the same as some fucking professor that teaches underwater basket weaving. All right, Governor Cuomo, king of coronavirus competence. The clearing of Lafayette Square hoax. Yes, where Trump sent in his stormtroopers to clear out Lafayette Park so he could pose with a Bible upside down. Hilarious. The Russians are behind Hunter Biden's laptop. Yeah, called that one in advance. Russian bounty hoax, something we haven't talked about, but did you remember that in Afghanistan, Russia was putting bounties on the heads of anybody still fighting over in Afghanistan and Iraq, or wherever you find United States military personnel? Total lie. Never happened. Oh yes, Officer Brian Sicknick killed with a fire extinguisher, and the Very Fine People hoax, and there's more and more and more. Obviously, they're fucking liars. Absolute liars. I know I'm not breaking any ground on this one, and I'm just repeating a lot of other talking points that other people have brought up before on much larger platforms, but that's what I see that the future of this is going to be, right? They're just going to go out there, they're going to give it their college try, they're going to hire a whole bunch of people, set up the infrastructure, and then once it crashes and burns, and like 1,000 fucking people sign up for this horse shit, they'll just glob on to something a lot more successful and fucking run it right into the ground, okay? It's not like they're going to switch to covering anything that people want to watch. They're putting on engaging personalities. Oh, they'll probably try to hire some people with an existing fan base. Like they'll have fucking Logan Paul on there talking about whatever he's up to, like whatever branch can best support a human swinging from it in a stiff breeze. Or is that his brother? I don't fucking know. But it's not like they're going to go ahead and start to right the ship and start doing some good journalism. Like, do you think they're even going to bother talking about anything based on reality? Fuck no. Like, they're still talking about how all of these election integrity bills that are so racist, and all of these mean Republican states, they're so bad, and they're just oppressing people, and they're all racist, and they're keeping the black man down. But then at the same time, when an actual black man is being kept down by the system, they're not so likely to recover, or to report on it, rather. Not too likely to cover it. You know, something like that is actually happening right now. And it's happening in California. So this is something that should be talked about. Something that we touched on earlier. Oh, but that's why they're not going to be talking about it. Because it's Larry Elder being kept down, okay? He's going to be kept off the ballot for the recall election, okay? He signed all of his paperwork in time. He's got plenty of fundraising out there. Okay? Everything looked to be going forward. But the Secretary of State is keeping him off the election ballot. Why? Don't know. But he's going to be suing to get on the ballot. Figure out why the fuck. Conservative Talk Radio and Epoch Times host Larry Elder has filed a lawsuit challenging a decision by California Secretary of State to block him from running in the state's special recall election in September, alleging he's the target of political shenanigans that are dangerous and unconstitutional. Again, kind of looks like it. Elder, a Republican who on July 12th entered the gubernatorial race to oust incumbent Governor Gavin Newsom, said in a video posted on Twitter on Tuesday that he had filed a lawsuit against California Secretary of State Shirley Weber. Why is it always a woman? Literally, Kelly Bachfar in Pennsylvania, the bitch up in Michigan, Brad Raffensperger. It's just always a bitch who's in control of these fucking Secretary of State's office. I don't get it. Failing to put him on the ballot despite his campaign's insistence that he filed every piece of paper required. We've complied with everything the Secretary of State has required for us, Elder said in a statement. And he knows the system. He knows what would and would not keep him off the ballot. So if you want to be conspiratorial about this, is he drumming up support for another run in 2022? Perhaps, but I also think he made a concerted effort to hop in right now for a reason, and I got no reason to think that he's purposefully misleading anybody based on his track record. We've complied with everything the Secretary of State has required of us, Elder said in a statement. The politicians in Sacramento know I'm the only candidate who can beat Gavin Newsom. Where's the lie? They're afraid, and they are using whatever shenanigans they can try to trip me up. It won't work. Elder said he has provided 5 years of tax returns totaling over 300 pages to California election officials who did not include him in the preliminary list of candidates in the September 14th recall election. The gubernatorial hopefuls earlier shared a letter from Weber indicating he didn't qualify as a candidate because of incomplete redacted and or unredacted income tax returns. I want to see where this goes. Elder's campaign argued under the state law, Weber has the authority to fix any redaction errors for the public, adding that Weber's office has not informed Elder of its specific objection to his tax returns. The campaign also said that by denying voters the ability to choose Elder on the ballot, the Secretary of State was effectively engaging in voter suppression. Again, no lies detected. Like, this is the perfect confluence of events, right? Voter suppression, okay? It's the state being racist against a black man. Just don't mention that the dude's a conservative and he's trying to take out your beloved used car salesman, your Patrick Bateman stunt double, the dude who almost got a homeless man in Oakland killed via the George Floyd method. I mean, Gavin Newsom sucks terribly. And what? If Larry Elder's left off the ballot, who's the only other recognizable name on there? Caitlyn? Really? Bruh, we're going to find us in the exact same situation we were before Larry Elder threw his hat in the ring. A waste of fucking time. I still think that Gavin Newsom's going to end up pulling this out at the end of the day. But Larry Elder will at least give him a run for his money. And I want to see a proper debate between the two. So hopefully this lawsuit goes somewhere. Hopefully they can find a common ground. And I just want California to be a much better place at the end of the day. With that said, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.